Hello friends, welcome to CIPCT Patent Academy video on Section 3 and Section 4 of Indian Patent Act. Section 3 deals with inventions that are not patentable. So these are those inventions which if your invention falls under this section, so your patent application is likely to be rejected by the patent office. While inventing something, care should be taken that your invention does not falls under Section 3 or Section 4 of the Indian Patent Act. So there are a lot of subsections within Section 3 starting from A to P. So we will go into the details and the ways by which we can memorize the subsection, because a lot of objective questions are asked in paper 1. Sometimes also questions have been asked in paper 2, and especially in Viva Voice these subsections are also asked. So it's very necessary to memorize all these subsections. So starting with subsection A deals with invention which is frivolous or which claims anything that is obviously contrary to well-established natural laws. So anything that is contrary to the well-established natural laws cannot be patentable. So you can use the keywords from this subsection in order to memorize this subsection. Then coming on to subsection B, which deals with the inventions, the primary or intended use or commercial exploitation of which could be contrary to public order, morality, or which causes serious prejudice to human, animal, or plant life or health, or to the environment. So you can understand it in the sense that anything which is harmful to any of the living or not living beings or to the environment is not patentable, like committing a theft, a crime. So these things, or a method of doing all these things, dangerous things which can pose serious threat to the public or to the living beings around us, is not patentable. Subsection C deals with the mere discovery of a scientific principle or the formulation of an abstract theory or discovery of any living thing or non-living substance occurring in nature. So any naturally occurring rocks or any kind of minerals which are there in the world naturally, though it may not be known but discovered, are not patentable. And any scientific principle which is already there, like for example E is equal to mc square, so that cannot be patentable. So this is just an example to understand this subsection. Section 3D is a very important subsection. It deals with the mere discovery of a new form of a known substance which does not result in the enhancement of the known efficacy of that substance, or the mere discovery of any new property or new use, or for a known substance, or of the mere use of a known process, machine, or apparatus, unless such known process results in a new product or employs at least one new reactant. Then an explanation is provided with a lot of chemical compounds, salts, esters, and other chemical compounds, which says that these are not patentable unless they show significantly different properties with regard to efficacy. That means an improvement in the known efficiency of the substances. So there are a lot of case laws, like the Novartis one, which was very famous one. So you can study that in order to better understand what does 3D means. So you can just memorize it, that any new form of a known substance which does not result in the enhancement of the known efficacy, or the efficiency of that particular substance. Section 3E deals with a substance obtained by a mere admixture resulting only in the aggregation of the properties of the components, or a process for producing such substance. So it's just a mere admixture, a mere mixture of the different substances or the components which does not result in something different, and it's just the aggregation of the properties, and just a mere admixture does not is not a patentable subject matter under section 3E. 3F is the mere arrangement or rearrangement or duplication of known devices, each functioning independently of one another in a known way. So just taking two, three different devices, combining them, which are working independently, combining them and making a new device does not, makes it patentable, since it's not, something that is called as an invention. It's just different devices that were working independently. They were had some different functions and you just combined them. So combining does not result in some, combining in the sense of arranging or rearranging or maybe duplicating the same device again and again in series or in parallel does not makes an invention, patentable here. G is omitted. So section 3H deals with a method of agriculture or horticulture. So in order to memorize this section, so H, 3H and then H for horticulture. So you can use this strategy to memorize this subsection. Then coming on to 3I, so it says that any process for the medicinal, surgical, curative, prophylactic, diagnostic, therapeutic, or other treatment of human beings, or any process for a similar treatment of animals to render them free of disease or to increase the economic value or that of their products. So I you can any surgical, curative, therapeutic, or any other treatment is method of treatment or process of treatment is not patentable. So you can just memorize using this surgical, curative, diagnostic, therapeutic, these kinds of, or any other medical treatment is not patentable, though a medical product is patentable. So a surgical instrument is patentable, but its method or process may not be. Then coming on to 3J, so it says that plants and animals in whole or any part thereof other than microorganisms but including seeds, varieties and species, and essentially biological processes for production or propagation of plants and animals. So you can learn it by memorizing J for plants and animals. So it says that plants and animals cannot be patentable, microorganisms can be patentable, then seeds, varieties and others, these species are patentable under the Farm Plant Varieties Act. So there's another different legal tool for protecting it, which and in the patents you cannot protect the seeds and varieties and such kinds of biological processes for these production of plants and animals. So this is included in section 3J. Then coming on to section 3K, which is very important for those dealing with electronics and computer products, digital products. So it says that a mathematical or a business method or a computer program per se or algorithms are not patentable. So any mathematical equation, any algorithm, any computer program, any business method is not patentable. Then coming on to section 3L, so this is easy to remember. 3L as for literary, then literary, dramatical, musical or artistic work or any other aesthetic creation whatsoever, including cinematographic works and television productions. So it's very simple to memorize. L for literary, dramatic, musical or artistic work is obviously non-patentable. It comes under the copyright, so it cannot patentable under the Patents Act. Then 3M, so M is also M for then mere scheme or a rule or a mental act or a method of playing game. So you have many keywords with M for memorizing the section 3M clause. So any method of playing games or any mental activity, or some rule, some scheme, so these kinds of things are not patentable. N says a presentation of information. So presentation of just a mere display of information is not patentable, via display or any other sort of presentation. O says that topography of integrated circuit. So this you can memorize it as O for topography. So the sounds are similar, so you can memorize it like that. Then 3P says that an invention which in effect is traditional knowledge, or which is an aggregation or duplication of known properties of traditionally known component or components. So traditional knowledge, simply traditional knowledge is not patentable under section 3P. So section 3K, M and N are basically very important for those dealing with computer science and electronics, digital products. Those dealing with chemistry compounds have 3D, and sometimes 3E also, very important for those dealing with inventions falling under their domain or under the chemistry domains. Then those with mechanical have 3F, which is the duplication of the same devices, or the rearrangement of the devices. So these are specific important sections that fall under the particular inventions and the proper category or the domain or the field of inventions. So people dealing with those kind of inventions should be well aware of these subsections. Others are the general things, like 3L are for literary topology of topography of integrated circuits, or traditional knowledge, then anything that is contrary to public order and all these things. So the subsections of 3 is very important to remember, as it is. Section 4 deals with inventions that relates to atomic energy are not patentable. So it's very simple. So anything that is dealt with, that falls under the section 20 of the Atomic Energy Act 1962 will not be patentable. Then I have provided some questions from the previous year question papers that are related to section 3 and 4. So you can study these questions. If you're liking the videos of Patent Academy, then please like, share, comment, and subscribe my channel, and also give your comments and feedbacks to improve the videos. And then in our next video we'll come up with section 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So you can quickly learn all these sections, and then practice more and more questions. So then stay tuned. Thank you.